My dog out laying them low, ain't breaking none laws out. Southside still in the car, still in the car, still not the car. Not no, you know the star, hold up, I got a call. Said that I'm a cool cat, yeah, tell him I'm a top dog. Rollin' with him, let them outside, but you doing donuts, yeah. Got the money in the headlight, big dog every time we hit the red lights. Just shine, ain't nothing but a good day. Don't they ain't teach him how to pump fake. Big shot, I ain't tripping, I don't wanna lose count. Talking my, it was just us. Out drive, hop in my ride, pat me that. On the west side, on the 110, swinging. Let's grill, let's spill a few crumbs. Pop smoke, young, no, too much. Spaceship, fake boat, Kanye, young, don't stay too long. Big truck, big wheel, big rock, them probably hate my guts. Tryna gain my trust, but it's all love lust.
Esto es demasiado fancy, demasiado flow. No es pa' que te canse, pa' que le dé con todo. Tú sientes algo raro o algo bien loco. Esto es pa' que dance, pa' que le dé con todo. Esto es pa' que... Esto es pa' que... Esto es pa' que... Ay, ay, esto es pa' que... Ay. Esto es pa' que... Esto es pa' que... Esto es pa' que dance, dance. Tú sientes una loki que te pone.
A Sunday afternoon with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin. Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. We are live in Charlotte, North Carolina, the home of the Hornets. And, of course, Miles Bridges. Team moving on here without him.
And it's a trade that it caught me a little off guard, I have to be honest, Kevin. He played such a big part for this team, and really the last guy I expected to see them move.
There's Ball with the three. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And, Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
Now, here is Miller. After Luka Doncic's miss. Three-pointer. Shots good by Miller.
Loves hitting those threes, especially off movement. It makes Miller so tough to defend.
Doncic outside. It's stolen by Green. From deep. And that's good. Luka Doncic for three. Doncic has got 5 points so far.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team. Oh!
And what an explosive finisher LeBron is. Rocking the rim whenever he goes up like that. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Pass to Vanderbilt. No good on the three.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Boy, they're on fire right now, cooking with gas, starting this one out 4-5.
And a deep three from Ball. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. An intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Screen by James. Doncic. And he banks in the layup. 7 points in the game. And here is Ball. One of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Ball's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Hornets.
You know, if LaMelo shoots it at a high clip from deep, man, oh man, I don't know how anybody's going to guard it.
Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Doncic. And what stands out most, Clark, about Mark Williams, it has to be his rebounding.
Yeah, he's a glass-eating machine, and on a per-minute basis, he's one of the best in the league at corralling boards. But he's had a little bit of an issue staying healthy. When he's on the floor, though, he gives them a real powerful presence up front.
Miller, that's for two. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
First personal foul.
That's on LeBron James.
And you watch Miller, he keeps the defense on its heels. They don't know what he's going to do.
Shoot two.
That free throw good from Miller. Clark, we've all heard the comparisons. Brandon Miller plays a lot like a young Paul George.
And you know, it makes a ton of sense when you consider that Paul George is Brandon Miller's favorite player. So he spent a bunch of time studying how PG gets it done and putting those moves into his own book bag.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What do you got for us, DA?
Hey, Kevin, we all know the Lakers have to pound the ball inside. LeBron James says, we have attackers. That's who we are. That's what we do. We're not shooting 40 to 50 threes a game. We don't have the luxury of being that team. Working it into the paint, that's what we're really good at. Kevin, they play to their strengths.
They got a lot of strength. Got to do it. Thanks, DA.
You know, once he takes that first step, LeBron is virtually unstoppable. Raw athleticism gives him the upper hand.
Miller, no luck.
Boy, you've really got to put those away, especially against soft interior defense.
And the dunk by Doncic.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, you know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Miller outside. Miller with another miss.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
And here's Doncic from the arc. Miller grabs the miss.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And the Lakers making a change here. Out to the right wing. Here's Salon. No good again that time. Lakers lead by 9. Here's LeBron. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Wallace a screen. Here's Miller. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. Miller's got 7.
And he loves that area. Miller can cause a lot of headaches for a defense with his ability from the mid-range.
Greg, you think about oversized point guards, and the gold standard has always been Magic Johnson. Now you look at Luka Doncic, and he's certainly big for that position.
Definitely some positive similarities, right? But the big difference is one of those guys has 5 rings, and that's not a knock on Doncic. This is a team sport, but Magic's ability to affect winning was right there with another MJ, Michael Jordan.
Oladipo for 3. Rebound by Williams. Here's Salon. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. It's good.
He had his choice of finishing moves there, and you just got to love the fact he went old school with the finger roll.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Los Angeles Lakers. Setting up teammates and getting buckets. He is looking as determined as ever. And we'll be right back after this. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, you know, I agree. No warm-up needed. They came in on fire and have already built a nice lead.
There's Ball with the 3. It's rebounded by Hayes.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide-open look.
The 3 for Doncic. The shot, no good.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Pass the ball. Takes the 3. Here's Williams. And it's slammed in by Williams.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this league.
Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Got a piece of it.
You know, scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
Clark, you had a chance to defend a lot of great scores in your time in the NBA.
Yeah, and I did. They wore me out too, partner. I mean, I think the attitude of those guys stands out. Their relentlessness, the skill level obviously was there, but it was the relentless pursuit of the basketball and scoring opportunities. Bernard King, Larry Bird, Alex English, Marcus Johnson was near the tail end of his prime, but he was the problem too. I mean, there were a number of guys in that. Kelly Tripucka, woo! Yeah, don't make my head spin.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Charlotte Hornets. 9-point game. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Kicks it out to LeBron. LeBron, oh, a big move by LeBron.
Still possessing incredible athleticism. LeBron James, when he attacks like this, you can almost forget about stopping.
Here's Ball with the 3. Again, Ball missing.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Good on the triple. Ball's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Hornets.
He's going to force them to have to make adjustments. That's number 4 in terms of triples in the half.
Doncic. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggression.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
It was the exact same kind of offensive showcase for him in their last game, too. When it happens this often, that's not a pattern. That's characteristic.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
It's Oladipo on the wing. Doncic outside. There's a screen for 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck with feet here. It's just not his night.
And you can never really count out these Los Angeles Lakers, Greg, can you?
No, I really don't think you can. They battle out of the play-in tournament. They overcome obstacles, and they have tremendous willpower.
Fires away from outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. Doncic has got 13 points now in the quarter.
It always seems like Doncic is playing with something to prove. Well, I'll tell you what, he's proving plenty tonight.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in the games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind, and it's fun to watch. Looking for McGee. He gets it there. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And this kind of athleticism at the center position, pretty remarkable. I mean, McGee letting it all hang out there.
Ball no good.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do. And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Team foul.
First one falls for him.
Taking 2 shots.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And so on, gets it to go.
Letting a guy sneak by for a putback off a free throw, that is inexcusable.
And J.J. Redick is called timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Several teams changing it up here. 19 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Doncic. And it's in off the backboard. Doncic has got 28 points for the game.
He has equaled his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense. Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
And here's Doncic from the arc. And that one is off. The shot misses. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Hornets trail by 18. Ball from long range. They kick it out to Green. Misses the three.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Here's Doncic. No good from 18.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And Clark, it's hard to compare Luka Doncic to any other player we've seen before.
I would certainly agree with that. Ditto to that, Kevin, because he is unique. His pace is never hurried. He never gets rattled. He complains to officials a little bit more than I'd like to see, but he's strong. He's got great touch and feel, and he scores at all three levels, and he's a brilliant passer.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first four here in the third.
James. And finished off by LeBron.
Luka Doncic.
Well, that's one man never afraid to punch it. Give LeBron a path to the bucket, and the finish is going to be something in a poster.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Assist goes to
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Here's Miller. Pass to Salon. Shoots the three. And James pulls it down. Lakers leading by 18. Here's Doncic. And he lays it straight in. Doncic has got 32 points in the game.
And, you know, you look at Doncic for a forward, this guy handles the ball extremely well. He's terrific at creating for himself off the dribble.
Here's Vanderbilt. And the dunk by Vanderbilt.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Miller outside. They kick it out to Green. Miller outside. 6 on the shot clock. No good. Shot missing.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.